We're live. How's things, mate? All right?
Sound.
So,
Yeah.
yeah.
What are you drinking, Dave?
Pro, Moretti.
Got a pint of Guinness.
Cheers.
Cheers, yeah.
Fucking hell.
All right, let me just go on Twitter while we wait for people to...
I've just put the thing on then. So, I think it's just going to be me and you, mate, so we'll keep it brief, whatever you want to do. To be honest with you, I've barely watched anything or read anything Everton. I just had to do a load of research before. So I just can't be asked. If you're on now and we've got one person live, so if you're live, say hello. It is. Is it Cam? Paul's got me. Yeah, you're back. Back in the room. So yeah, 3 people are on. So hello and welcome to Friday Night Falcon Blues TV. We know it's been a while. We don't care. We'll do whatever the fuck we like.
We record when we want. We record when we want.
Exactly. I mean, you haven't missed us.
Back over the international break, Hardy.
No, you haven't missed us. So, you know, unless you have, in which case, if you had missed us, make sure you're subscribing to the channel below. But yeah, it's only me and Paul tonight. Sashin unfortunately can't make it because obviously being in the States and stuff, it's still 3-4 in the
He'll go live after the Fulham game.
Sounds okay. That's a good shout. Yeah, so one of us could give him a nudge. So
that's a terrific T-shirt you're wearing there, Dave. Where can I get one of them?
That's snazzy as, isn't it? It's you can get this from falconblues.bigcartel.com on our own website, and if you check out the rest of our stuff, yeah, we got some fantastic merchandise on there. We've even got new badges, so check them out as well.
International viewers, I'd say order soon to get it in time for Christmas.
Oh yeah, order now because I'm not going to be going back and forth to the post office doing stuff to America.
Yeah.
Even though I have done over the last couple of days, so thank you to whoever's bought stuff as well. Even in Wayne,
can you read the comments? Can you? Because I can't.
Yeah, I can see the comments. Yeah, don't worry about that. You don't worry about that. Yeah, so I think it's just we've both got big hair. I just noticed this. Hair is getting far too big, mate. I'm starting to look like Steve from Stranger Things. I'm getting a bit of a quaff.
He's got a good head of hair, Steve, though, to be fair, like.
Oh yeah, well I'm planning. I think that's my plan. Just let it grow now for Christmas and see how long we can let
it. I recently been rewatching Stranger Things. I finished it the other day again.
I don't know what the hell's going on here. I'm looking backwards. It's boss, isn't it? It is a good program. Like I'm looking forward to the next series on that as well. Yeah. But yeah, my kingdom for a barber right now. Absolute get me to a barber's because this is pissing me right off. But anyway, all right, let's start because you know the night is getting on. So as I said, welcome back to Falcon Blues TV. We know we haven't seen this in a while. We'll be back now that Everton are finally back. The international break is finally over, and Everton are we're talking about hopefully that changes on Sunday. But Paul, we'll just talk about the international break once again because that seems to have brought more hassle than it's worth. Obviously not just with Everton players, but you know, with the whole Premier League in general. What's been your thoughts on that?
I think it's pointless, especially that last England game, a dead rubber against Iceland. Why play it? You know what I mean? Everyone, I don't know anyone that likes international breaks. I really don't.
No.
And with all the congestion this year, you know, the League Cup games have had to be played weeks in a row. European games have had to be played weeks in a row. Who's asked about the Euro Nations League? No one gives a fuck about it.
This has been something that's been a thorn in your side for quite some time. The Euro Nations League.
This Euro Nations League.
Even going back to last year when we were at Celtic for the day, and we were sat watching the England game in that boozer, and it's like, what the fuck is this? And you were trying to explain it to everyone how like the coefficient worked and everyone was going, Paul, just forget it. Just
trying to explain the rules. It's so complicated. And like my biggest one, when the season restarted, they done the Euro Nations League. So like if you won it, you can get like a place in the Euros. So why are you playing it again? You know what I mean? The Euros have already been established and that, and yeah, it's just fucking useless. Just bin it off.
Yeah.
International friendlies, who cares?
I think as well, with the current situation, pandemic and everything else, why are all these players traveling around the world, causing? All right, they're not spreading we're not spreading the virus or anything because they're all in the bubble and whatever. But the whole point is we're isolating, not then going off with other teammates who are then going to go back to other clubs. I mean, you've seen, the likes of, I know we're going to comment on like Mo Salah now has tested twice positive for it. Once for going to a wedding out during international break and whatever, and then picking up again. And it's stuff like that where that wouldn't have happened had he been back at the club.
No.
I mean, I think we've been fortunate that none of the Everton players have tested positive, even though there was players testing positive for Brazil. Alan and Richarlison have both tested negative, which is great, and they're back on the side. But it could so easily have just been that's it. Wipe out your whole team. It's nuts.
Yeah, I know. I mean, you look at Liverpool; they've been hard done by this international break, but there's just no need for it. You know what I mean? Just get on with it.
Yeah, I agree.
But, I'm glad that it's done now. Because to be honest, Everton have just stopped since that last international break after the derby. We've just, and we need a win really on Sunday so we can maintain this good start to the season, because it still has been a good start to the season, but we've got to keep these results coming now. Get back on form. Richie's back. We've all seen that stat saying that Everton haven't won without Richarlison. We haven't missed that many games without him, to be fair. I think it's only been like 6. Yeah. But
that's it. And
still was disappointing to see, without Richarlison, we did look like a different team. And the game where Richarlison and Ames were both out, Iwobi had his chance to step up and didn't. You know what I mean? I think Bernard done all right.
I see that, but I also think that's almost pushing to Everton. That's like we're a one-man team. And I think that's what we need to get away from. That's something that Ancelotti needs to ditch as fast as possible. And hopefully January brings in a couple of extra bodies. But you're right about the Richarlison factor. The games he's missed, like you say, he's missed 6 or 7 games, and they've been through suspension. You know what I mean? Yeah. He picks up a knock and goes off injured, but he comes back the next game. He's back the following week. So, for everyone who says he owes us big for this one, because it was a silly tackle on the halfway line that was completely unnecessary. Deserved to go, however way you slice it. It's horrible to see that these. Someone just put it there. I'm going to put the comments up in a sec. That these fringe players just aren't coming up. They're not stepping up. It's horrible. But these were players that we were putting in the first team. These were our first team last year, and that is horrible to see. And
good shout out, Wayne. These fringe players are just not.
The drop down's massive. It is. It's huge. Also looking at that you touched on the good start of the season before, Paul. This reminds me of Koeman's first season. Where we picked up points very early on, and I think we picked up like 15.
Like 4 in a row, didn't we?
Yeah, I think we picked up like 15, 16 points or something like that, and that put us in a good position where it's like, all right, well, whatever happens, we're safe, if you like, But I think now, the squad that we've got should be looking at themselves and going, we should be doing way better. Even Sigurdsson for Iceland there scored on goals for fun. Was it a free kick he scored?
Yeah.
Still yet to see him do this for Everton.
Still hasn't scored a free kick for Everton.
For Iceland, so I don't get it. Don't get it with him. All right, so as you said, there's not been good since the derby. We've had 2 players sent.
Who would you start at centre half on Sunday?
We'll come to that in a little bit, because we'll do starting 11 then. We're going to start 11 in a minute. But just going through all the stats and whatever. Injuries have been up the wall. Options have been pretty thin. We haven't been good since the derby. 2 players sent off. 1, red card rescinded. 2 goals scored and 7 conceded. Just going back to what we're saying, it's like this fringe team isn't good enough. shouldn't even be a fringe team. We should not have a fringe team. We should have a team that can just go in and replace like for like. But we haven't got it. And we won't have it for a long time. I don't think. I think that's where we've got to show a bit more patience.
I think the core 11 of Everton, if everyone's fit, I think they can beat anyone in the league on the day.
Yeah.
Like, but that's if everyone's fit. You know what I mean? If we're missing 2 or 3 key players, we are going to struggle. You know, for me, Sigurdsson, he should be looking at those 3 midfielders and going, right, I'm probably not going to get it in above Allen or Decor, but Gomez hasn't started the season too well. But I don't know if you've seen Khedira. Sami Khedira was talking yesterday, saying about managers he'd like to play for, and one of them was Ancelotti. Khedira, I believe, is 33. Would you have Sami Khedira, Dave?
I don't know. I think age and injuries and time are taking its toll on him. To be honest with you, I mean, it's good as an addition.
The age is the down point.
The age, and then what kind of wages he looking at? What kinds of contract does he want? Especially at 33, when we were trying to cut down the wage bill and also the age gap as well. You know, try and bring down the average age, and you've got that. I think Paul's frozen. Are you there? You froze for a second. So for me, I think, yeah, if the money is right and it's a player who wants to work with him, but how much are we going to get out of him? You know, I don't think he's going to be in the same what's the word, fitness level and frame of someone like Gareth Barry, who we picked up at age 32.
What about Isco? I mean, I think Ancelotti's kind of debunked it, hasn't he?
He's debunked it, but I think he's just being coy. I think
Isco, he's a top quality player.
Hell of a player, of course he is. But I think the money's got to be right for him as well. You know, you can easily say, "Oh, we're going to offer 20 million for him," but at the same time, does he want to come? You know, is James the deciding factor in him coming?
Probably.
How does Rodriguez feel after the last 3 games and the spanking that he took at Colombia? They got beat 6-1 by Ecuador.
What?
And he was skipper.
Oh dear me! Was Yerry Mina playing?
No, I think he was on the bench. He was well away from it, so that was good. But there was also a thing where Rodriguez had put something in the press today. You just showed that belt. He's got it in a frigging glass case.
It's in a chamber. Prominent displayed. That's why I sat here, to be honest. I was waiting to just fucking show it off.
What was I saying? What's your thought then? James,
You're saying what a delicious belt that is.
Apparently,
carrot gold. It's got more carrots than Bugs Bunny.
Fuck off, mate. Fuck off. What was it?
Talk about Colombia.
Rodriguez, yeah, for Colombia. Apparently there was a dressing room bust up, and James was quick to dispel it to say he wasn't involved in it and stuff like this. It was like paragraphs. It's all in Spanish, but if you do Google Translate, it just explains it. There was a big bust up, and we're all right, sort of thing. Barney just said Mina was suspended, so
okay.
But James scored the penalty.
Fulham's not been the most. Craven Cottage hasn't been the best. Not really been the best happy hunting ground for Everton. I remember when they originally come up in the early 2000s, we'd sort of win every home game, and they'd win their home games as well. Dave, you went to our last visit to Craven Cottage, didn't you?
Don't. It come after we beat Chelsea, we beat Arsenal, and I think we were on a run of like 8 games unbeaten.
Yeah, we were doing well.
Yeah, and we went to Fulham, and you could have stuck your house on it.
Yeah.
You could have put your fucking house on it that we were getting beaten that game. Because I think if we'd have won, we'd have gone straight into the European spots, and we'd have been out of sight, and we'd have been fine. I think we'd have clinched 6th off that. And Jagielka played against Arsenal, scored the winner, and played really. It was one of Jagielka's last games, and then and whoever decided suddenly that Phil Jagielka was back, and he got absolutely turned inside out at centre half, and we lost the game.
I think he scored the game before.
He scored against Arsenal, yeah. He scored the winner. Yeah. But then we went to Craven Cottage, and you just knew it was happening. You just knew it. But
yeah, I last went to Fulham. I went to Fulham in probably about 2004.
Yeah, Matthew Lambert, week after United, 4-0.
Yeah. Nice one. I went to Fulham in about 2004, 2005. No, it might have been 2003, actually. We got beat, but Kevin Kilban scored our goal of the season from about 25 yards out.
Yeah, I remember that.
Absolute shed of a stadium, Craven Cottage, isn't it?
It's just in the middle of like a housing. But the houses are gorgeous.
It's very posh area, like.
Oh, it's ridiculous. It's ridiculous.
Do you remember when Mohammed Al Fayed made the Michael Jackson statue?
Oh, fuck. Someone just said Barney's in. There's still comments coming here. Craven Cottage is a joke. Be asked for the Fulham fans sitting next to you eating cheese boards. To be honest with you, right, we were on the far left hand side towards the Thames, and we were right behind there, like executive boxes, whatever you want to call them, and there was a load of Tarquins with the jumpers over the shoulders sort of thing, like boat shoes and shit. And he just started, obviously, within the right to start giving Everton fans a load of shit, but the last people you want to give shit to is a load of Everton fans who've been on the piss all day and they're getting beat. Yeah. It was fucking mad. It was hilarious.
They're more asked about the boat race, them fans. But I think it's going to be a tough game. They're coming off a loss to West Ham, where Ademola Lookman took one of the worst penalties I've ever seen in the last minute. Which, I mean, fair play to him. He tweeted out saying, "Put my hands up, that's my fault, that. We should have got a point."
But you know what I'm saying? When he also said, it won't happen again. It's like as if you're going to you're going to be allowed to take a penalty ever again for this club.
Who's putting Lookman on pens as well? You know what I mean? I know I think Mitrovic missed his last pen. That's why he took it. But I think Ademola Lookman will be a good signing for them, to be honest. Like I think they've made a couple of decent signings. Like Loftus-Cheek, I think will be a good player for them. But obviously they're down at the bottom. They're going to be after the result. I think this is going to be a really tough game, you know.
Well, we got a chance to put it right. Ancelotti does not want four defeats on the spin. No chance. No. And it's not happening. But there's 3 games here to put it right. There's Fulham away, Leeds at home, Burnley away before we play Chelsea at home.
Good run, that.
It's an excellent run, and if we can get the side fit and we can get players available again, like we need. To be honest with you, I keep saying we're getting players available. We've had a full strength squad, less Richarlison, for the last 2 games.
Out as well, isn't
he? But going back to how talismanic and how effective Richarlison is to this team, and he's absolutely essential.
Yeah, he is.
So, what are your thoughts then? So, give us your starting 11. Should you just before we do, just Ancelotti's news as well. So we got Coleman's out. Gabaman is available in 2 weeks, which basically means his legs are coming in from Wish or DH Gate. So as soon as they arrive, he'll be back to normal. Richarlison, Allen are fit, and Delph is available. So I'll give you the selection headache.
Myself, I'd be going Luca Dean left back, obviously Pickford in goal. Luca Dean left back, Michael Keane and Holgate. I'd play Godfrey right back. I thought he played all right against Liverpool when he come on. I'm not fully convinced on Kenny yet, but Alan's a core, and I'd play Sigurdsson, and it would be Richarlison, James, and Calvert-Lewin up top.
I've gone for something similar.
I think apart from Coleman missing out, I think that's probably our strongest 11. Arguably, you could make you could make the argument for Gomez instead of Sigurdsson, but I think there's a part of me that's like, because we've got Allen and Decore playing, that should give Sigurdsson that gives him the freedom to get forward more. Like, and what we do know about Sigurdsson is what he's always got in his locker. He's always got the ability to score from anywhere, and he just hasn't been shown it the last season, or like probably like the last 18 months. My favourite goal from last season was Sigurdsson's goal against West Ham. When it was in like the last minute, and he just skinned the player and put one in the top corner. He needs to be taking more shots, I think, and just getting himself more involved. Well, I think too many times with the game just bypassing him.
He was trying to do that more. I noticed that he was trying to do that more at Newcastle, but just getting blazed over the bar or getting putting into touch or whatever. So yeah, I think Sigurdsson out of the choice is probably the main choice there. But I've gone for Olsen in goal. Actually, I think it's one of those games where you could probably do with maybe give him Pickford a bit more of a rest, especially coming back from international duty. It won't happen, but I'd like to see Olsen.
I thought he played well against Newcastle.
He seemed a lot more commanding. Seemed a lot more composed. So Olsen in goal. I've got Holgate at right back.
Okay.
Because of Luchman. Only because of Ademola Luchman there. Mina and Keane, Luca Dean left back. James, Doucouré, Allen, of course, but it's this choice of 5 that I keep looking at. You got Bernard, Sigurdsson, Delph, Gomez, and Davis. 4 of those players have started this season and haven't shown really. Bernard maybe to a lesser extent. Sigurdsson, no. Delph, like running in treacle. Gomez again seems to have gone backwards. And that leaves the Tom Davis fan club over here. But I think that, given that Davis is that kind of, we want him to be that box-to-box player, gives him that little bit of an option, especially with James playing in a neat pass or whatever, and Doucouré doing a bit more legwork, because I'd like to see Doucouré move into that middle. And, rather than being on the wing that he seems to be hanging around on, which is not helping him at all, and maybe see him more central, and then Richarlison, Calvert-Lewin, however you want to play it at the top. But I think that with Richarlison on the right gives Holgate that little opportunity to sit and be a little bit more, conservative if Luchman is going to be that main attacking threat on the left-hand side, which we know it will be, because that's what he's going to go for. But then at the same time, you're looking at, they're probably going to overload that right-hand side where Richarlison, that right-hand side where, left or right? I'm forgetting which side it's going to be. So Richarlison and Dean will be on the left, so overloading it. So then maybe even Bernard or Davis playing on the right wing and giving a bit more support. There's a whole host of he's back. There's a whole host of like little options and stuff like that. So it's more about how do you combat what they're going to do, because full well Scott Parker's going to overload that right hand side and start not giving James and not giving anyone that option. So it's how he plays it. But I think that's how he's going to look at it, and then have Luchman absolutely harass the right back. But I think Holgate coming back from injury, he didn't have the best of games last week. The other week, but sort of grew into it. I think
from an injury as well, Annie. So
that's what I mean. It was basically league debut again. So I think
I think Mason's our best centre half, to be honest with you. I think we're all right centre half wise, but
I think now
it's going to be a tough game. But I think it's going to be a tough game. But I'm going to go for a 2-1 win to Everton.
I'm going to go for the clean sheet for the change. I think we're going to have a rocket up our arse for this, and I think cagey, but I'm going to go 1-0. It's a midday game. It's on BBC, and the last time I actually saw us win on BBC, there's probably been another one, Plymouth away, when Nick Chadwick scored.
Nick Chadwick, from like the halfway line. I remember watching that game.
I remember watching it on BBC that I can actually remember. It might have been a league or an FA Cup game that I'm not.
The FA Cup third round, yeah.
Yeah, well, when was the last time we played? Was it when Oviedo broke his leg?
Don't know, but I met Nick Shadwick in the showcase years ago. I just watched it was me and Wilson. We just watched Collateral with Tom Cruise, and like went in the box, and like next to the urinal having a piss next to me, just looked up and I was like, "Are you Nick Shadwick?" And he went, "Yeah." And I went, "Oh, I was right. I'm a blue, blah blah blah." And I went, "Do you reckon you'll get on the bench on the weekend?" And he was like, he just was very honest and went, "No." We were playing Middlesbrough in the league. It was the season we finished fourth. But yeah, that my claim to fame there. Took a piss next to Nick Chadwick.
I like it when players who aren't anywhere near the side are really honest. I remember I used you probably know this. I used to be a steward at Goodison anyway, in the Upper Bullens for a long time, and I also worked at Finch Farm as well for quite some time. You know, looking after the academy side and stuff like that, stewarding. And Andy van der Meijder's walking through the academy, and this is like just after he's coming back from injury. This is not long after the must have been the it can't have been long after the Liverpool game. No, Dan Gosling scored.
Yeah,
and he's walking through the academy. I was like, "What? Why are you in the academy? Why aren't you in the first team in the first team side, getting in the gym and whatever?" So I'm walking through, and he goes, "All right, Andy, how's things?" He went, "Oh yeah, Sam, yeah," because he was Scouser this time, and he goes, "I go to him, when you back in the side, when are you fit again? When do you reckon you'll be available?" He went, "I'm not even in the squad anymore, mate." And I just looked at him and I was like, Have you really been that honest with me? But you're just not in the squad. I'm just mooching around, picking up my paycheck, whilst you're looking after a load of kids in the pissing down rain. I'm just mooching around in flip flops here. I'm going to use the gym and then I'm fucking off in my Ferrari. Do you know what I mean? As much as I admired the honesty, I was like, you chammy bastard. You just get to do fuck all. Do you know what I mean? You get an opportunity to do nothing, get paid for it, and work for everything. You may as well just give him a brush. Give him a brush and a mop, go clean. Unbelievable. Yeah, I think we'll wrap it up, mate. It's a good half hour here, and we had a nice little chat. Good to catch up with you.
I'll just tell everyone, I've been pestering Dave all week. I've been trying to get LMA Manager on my laptop.
Oh God!
I've been trying to emulate it, just like everyone going nuts for PS5s. I wanted to play LMA Manager 2004, specifically 2004, because of that Duncan Ferguson. So what I've had to settle on, Dave, since I've been defeated 2 days in a row, I've bought Championship Manager 2007 on Steam.
I thought you were going to say you bought a PlayStation 1 and LMA Manager.
That mini one, though, I'm going to get it, and I just want to play LMA Manager 2004. It was a great game.
I'll tell you what, then, I'm sure there's a PS1 in the Falcon, one of my old ones. So let me have a look. Next time I'm in there, like over the weekend, probably I'll try and get in. I'll have a look.
Yesterday in work, right? My whole afternoon, I was like, right, I'm going to sign Joe Cole from West Ham. I'm going to sign Babbage for right back. Who else was I going to sign? Gareth Barry from Villa. I was going to play a Diamond, and Rooney was going to be my number 10. Duncan Ferguson. I had everything sorted. Gutted yesterday.
All right.
But I've just bought Champ Manager for Tunica.
Mate.
I've just spunk all my money on Damien Duff.
Like 13.5 million or something.
11 mil.
Brilliant. All right, listen, we'll wrap it up because it's our faith and it's Friday night. So yeah, thanks everyone for joining, and hopefully you've had a nice chat. Say goodbye to the people's champion there, Paul Crucis. Please make sure you've also the channel. If you're liking the gear as well, get onto falconblues.bigcartel.com. Plenty of stuff there, and next week we'll probably have some big Black Friday deals on as well. When you packing in, I'm trying to wrap it up here.
I think we get stickers on our site.
Yeah, so we got those stickers as well, which are boss. So put them wherever you want. I had to put one outside the Liver building. There's a cracking picture of it. But till then, yeah. I think. So what should we do? Should we do a live one on Sunday after the Fulham game?
Yeah, Sachin wants to get involved as well.
And Sachin,
yeah.
It's either going to be good or bad news. It's going to be early for him, isn't it?
He's game.
Happy days. All right then, sound. So listen, go ahead, off you go. We'll see you on Sunday. Up the fucking toffees.
Colin Song.
There you go. There's your cue. Catch us in a bit. Nice one. See you in a bit.